What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Swolecast here on rotogrinders.com. We're back after a week off, and felt like last week there were far more important issues to be discussed, so we let them be discussed. And now we're back, and we have stuff to talk about. Peter, I like that denim shirt you've got going on right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I'm actually kind of trying to transition into being a stock photo DFS site model.
Yeah.
And I've been
wow.
I hear the market's booming.
Yeah, I feel like, all of quarantine, I've just been wearing sweatpants and T-shirts and stuff, and it's finally time to kind of dress for the job I want, which is to be the poster boy for these new DFS sites. Did I render you speechless, Dave?
Apparently.
I don't know, like how
I really conceptually like that shirt, Peter. I actually like the phase you went of wearing unbranded snapbacks, maybe a little bit better though.
See, but I'm doing the newscaster thing where I have just shorts on underneath, but I look, really professional up here. It's all
you love to see it.
I will say the crazy hairdo always makes me now think of the Oscar the Grouch from the TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. My wife and I are in a daily battle now about whether I'm going to let her cut my hair or not, but I'm still holding strong.
Why won't you let her cut her?
That's what's going on in my house too.
She's claiming she's an expert because she watched some YouTube videos, and I don't think she's actually going to be good at it.
Listen, and I say this with all due respect.
I'm sure.
I'm in the same boat. It's like
a lot of hair to be cut on kitchen set these days.
Listen, it's not like she's making a hamburger. It's not like she's like making a steak. This is like ground beef she's got to work with. So what's the worst she can do? I guess that's
There was actually a good joke in there, and you just botched it, Dave.
I thought he was going with like the Hamburglar for a while there from McDonald's.
No.
Yeah,
embarrassing, bro.
All right, Davis, how are you doing?
Doing great, man. Loving it.
Take out the ponytail and do us a shake.
Did you say your girlfriend's wanting to cut your hair?
No, I was making a joke on how all of these men on Twitter are now to the stage of like either they've let their significant other cut their hair, they bit the bullet and went and paid for a haircut and like wore a mask where they did it, or they're complaining about how long their hair is, and I laugh at all of you.
Oh, so you and your girlfriend haven't had that conversation?
I get my hair cut like once every 2 years. I get a little trim. That's all I need.
Do you guys share shampoo and conditioner?
No, I have my own stuff that I like.
What is it? I want to know. Free plugs.
I'm not going to discuss this with you, David.
Why? Why can't you discuss it?
Well, I mean, I can. I just don't want to. I like to use the frizz control because my hair is super, super thick. So anything that volume boosts is going to make my hair like it gets too thick to even put up in a ponytail, basically.
All right.
Davis's hair it has a Samson effect. If we were to cut it, his takes would get a lot colder.
They'd get terrible. Kitchen, you remember, I actually, at one point in which we've known each other, when I graduated college, I got my hair cut really short.
I've got the pictures.
Oh yeah, that was shortly after when I came to come stay with you and torture your dog.
Well, hey guys. All right. Speaking of Manu Ginobili and this haircut, Tuttle, how easy is it for you to cut your hair these days?
It's easy. The wife has to give it like
the back trim.
Just the kind of the edges in the ear. I do my part takes about 5 minutes. She gets in there, done in a couple minutes. Good to go. Done.
All right. Tuttle, let's just start off with your stock takes real quick.
Man,
do you have like any really good stock market?
No, I mean, just tout the trade, dude. Just tout your absolute dunk smash to the people.
My stock takes are just follow people that are smarter than you, and hopefully you hit. That's all I've been doing. I got pretty lucky.
Davis Mattek theory.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky on Digital Ally. They're the body cam. They produce body cams.
So body cam stock going way up these days. Who would have thought?
Got in at $245, sold it off a little over $5.
Yeah. I had a big trade that I exited out of the market. I got rid of all my Confederate flags. I saw that stock going way down, so feeling good about that.
I will say I actually do feel kind of sleazy making money off of
the militarization of the American police against the citizenry.
Yeah, I mean,
is it the militarization or is it the like you want police officers to have body cams, right? Like that's not military.
I mean, that's definitely a good change, but it still feels like you're taking advantage of the situation a little bit.
I mean, I think anyone playing the stock market these days
at
are
a certain
taking
point,
advantage.
at a certain point,
market.
everyone invested in the stock market is, trying to make money off of the misfortune of others. It's just a matter of what degree that misfortune is.
Yeah, it's like saying I feel bad. I feel bad for taking this guy's $5.
I feel bad for America, but this is tremendous content.
The thing is people for wanting to know how this sausage gets made. None of us ever want to talk about stocks, except every single week Davis is like, let's talk about stocks. And this week he Trojan horsed it via Tuttle. He's like, if I say Tuttle wants to talk about his trade, then Davis has his segue in.
I mean, I'm not even good at the stock market. I just find it so fascinating.
Here's
very similar to fantasy football.
Here's behind the sausage being made, the sausage then being made, is Tuttle just nailed this stock tip, and basically, he's giving some screenshots in the private chat that we have. And so after 2 or 3 days of this, where it just skyrockets, Davis, the next 3 days in a row, every day goes, what stocks we hitting today up, Tuttle? He just wants to ride the train so
I didn't tail on anything, though. Yeah, Kyle has a guy, too.
I didn't have any takes to give Davis, so we didn't really get to ride anything. Actually, I think I tried to get you on that one yesterday.
It's also a bad spot though, because we're finally starting to see the leaks. Woke up this morning, thought the circuit breakers might go down. We were like minus 4% when I woke up, and I was like, well, nah, not a great time, I guess.
Good thing I was more heavily invested in not playing Justin Rose in golf.
Tough scenes.
Did you say the circumbreakers?
Circuit.
Okay, good. All right. We got other stuff to talk about. Let's start with some actual sports.
Busy show today, guys. Busy show.
Dalvin Cook, legit or bit? Is this hold up for real? Knowing what we know from past running backs, everything that's gone on, how it's played out, is this for real? Do you believe that Dalvin Cook is holding out? Davis, I know that you want to say something first.
Well, he's going to be there the first day of training camp, right? Because that's the way the new language of the CBA is that if you don't show up to training camp, you don't accrue the year of service. So he's going to show up that first day. Now, I don't know if after that first day, if he comes back, but yeah, he's got to be there the first day, or he literally has zero leverage. And well, I guess he has zero leverage if the Vikings truly think that he's like way better than Alexander Mattison, which I don't know if they do.
It just seems like an easy bluff right now that he's just like trying to get a little bit more money. He's like, maybe this light bluff will work with some media, public pressure. But I think these guys have seen too much with what happens to Le'Veon Bell, what happens to Melvin Gordon. Like, does Dalvin Cook really want to get Austin Ecklered by Alexander Mattison? Because it will happen. I don't think he has any leverage.
The only guy that would have leverage is Derrick Henry. Because you can't.
Oh, yeah. Huge leverage Derrick Henry would have. The identity of the team is built on pounding Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I mean, they built a team around him, and it's not like they can bring in another 6'3", 240 running back that runs
I will give you this. He does have some natural regression leverage because the Titans are going to get their asses handed to them this year in a ton of games, right? They just ran so hot last year. They're going to lose a bunch of games this year. And if Henry was not on the team, he would be able to be like, look, you guys suck without me. It's just the way it goes.
Kitchen, I know you don't do ranks, but you're in a best ball draft. What
Yeah.
is the earliest you would take Derrick Henry?
Second round.
Okay, you're not getting him in the second round, I don't think.
I know. Listen,
He goes at like, I've taken him at pick 8. And I don't even like him.
This is why Derrick Henry was a lot better for me in DFS, because I love Derrick Henry. I do.
We know.
The guy works. I mean, I see a lot of similarities there. He and I, like, he works his tail off, in good shape, and kind of the heart and soul of the team. So
This is
as
unbelievable.
I
I can't believe we found a way to let Kitchen ride this bit right now when we're supposed to be talking about Dalvin Cook.
No. Peter is asking me. So with that being said, you just have to account for the fact that he is
A grown-ass man.
a lot of carries last year. Like, I don't think the Titans should offer him a huge contract, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Derrick Henry. It just means that I think at some point his body is gonna just kind of gonna have to take a break from all this.
You're ready. You're pivoting to Darrington Evans as your brand. You're like getting ready for it, right?
Oh, he's he's a little fast guy. He's like, was it App State, right?
Yeah, he'll be better than Quintus Cephas probably. I think.
I will say Darrington Evans won a few CFB slates last year.
Yeah, he was big time.
This is what we need.
He put up a massive bowl game.
What we need to happen with Henry is he gets about 5 less carries a game, and those 5 carries turn into 5 more A.J. Brown targets, and then we can really start cooking.
Titans run 48 plays a game, throw the ball 20 times, run the ball 28 times. Sounds about right.
My favorite is Davis saying, "There's no way he can score touchdowns," when literally all they do when they're like inside the 5-yard line is give him the ball time after time after time.
Well, that's
how does he keep on scoring touchdowns every week?
I mean, it happened to Leonard Fournette, and Fat Lenny scored like 3 times.
Conceptually, regression for Derrick Henry makes sense, but in actuality, it doesn't happen.
Wasn't there a picture of Fournette going around today?
Oh yeah, the deep
it.
fake, the Leonard Fournette deep fake.
Was it actually? Was it?
Oh, hold on, we got to talk about. You know who's in shape now?
Chase Claypool. Are we going to talk about that video?
No,
it's not him.
I mean, we can. We definitely need to have like a in shape kind of workout segment where we talk about guys. But quarterback for the it's a second year quarterback. Did y'all see? Looking pretty thin, pretty slim. No.
What quarterback needs to lose weight?
Well, who would? I mean,
Lenny looks too skinny, man.
I think of Jameis as being a little bit chubby.
Does the sports industry have a body shaming problem? I just saw the Bryson DeChambeau photos on Twitter.
Oh, it's so good. Beefy Bryson is perhaps the best golfer of all time.
We're obsessed with how these guys look with their shirts on and off, guys.
It's Haskins.
Haskins, okay.
Yeah, he's looking in really good shape this year. Best shape of his life.
The funny thing, I just don't get the Denny Carter has the adjust the ranks bit. Like, but people are serious. They see these guys with their shirts off, and they're literally like, okay, he's going to do better than I thought before I saw this photo. I mean, aren't these guys supposed to be in the best shape of their life? I mean, if all I did was work out all day and had a nutritionist and a trainer, I would be ripped up too. I just don't know why we fall over ourselves.
You'd be even bigger than Bales, one could argue.
I mean, some of the that's not happening. So as far as like the athlete that it kind of cracks me up is Alvin Kamara, right? Because he has the most insane workout videos every off season. It's like, is that really helping? Like when he has like I don't even know like what the sequence of events was.
Do you know who started all of this, by the way? The neurological plus like caloric workouts?
CSU ramp.
Peyton Manning.
No. Curry. This was No, this is what Curry credits to him being such a phenomenal player is like his trainer like trains Curry with like flashing lights and like hits his legs with literally like pool noodles and stuff while he is like, you know, taking 3-pointers and stuff. Like it's a combination physical and neurological workout.
Yeah, the whole shooting while getting hit with a pool noodle is not like that's not like some new medicine.
Well, also he has like they have like flashing lights and stuff going. I don't know. It's like if you read Beta Ball by Eric Malinowski, which is sort of the precursor to The Victory Machine, they go into it in depth in there.
I think the thing is about these workouts, though, is, you know, before social media, they were theoretically optimizing for agility. What are these things? We are now optimizing for virality.
For TikTok.
It's like, what's the most ridiculous thing that could go viral with this workout?
And I feel like we give like Alvin Kamara a pass, whereas like Jameis just gets roasted with every video that he puts out there.
I did not know this. Alvin Kamara, very thoughtful guy on Twitter. I never followed him or interacted with his stuff before. It's just always pleasantly surprising when NFL players specifically are really thoughtful. I just don't associate that with most of them.
Yeah. Drew Brees really brought together the skill position players of the Saints on
From the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, he really rallied.
Really team unity there for them.
I was going to go the other route and trigger Davis by saying...
I was too.
Are you saying a sport filled with predominantly black people has below average IQ, Davis?
No, I'm saying football players.
Surprising takes from Davis. It was
football, you just don't get that stuff from football players a lot of the time, and that's the way the league likes it. You like when I think of the NBA really encourages guys to just talk and say whatever they want. I mean, they have forced media availability.
Yeah, LeBron James with the foreign affairs.
The NBA loves it. The NBA loves it.
that is a legit dark spot for LeBron, right? Has anyone like talked to him about China stuff during this? During this.
No, I haven't.
Have you talked to him?
About China stuff?
Yes. People have talked to him. It's just funny that like that's the example you got. Like the NBA wants people to talk about it when.
I mean that's a good point of all institutions. All institutions have a point at which they support the free voice of their people. That's a fantastic point, David.
These leagues just care about money.
Yeah.
The leader of Hong Kong's democracy, like the protests, like called out LeBron James today. So it's like, I don't know. Anyways,
I mean, yeah, it is interesting that it's now considered profitable to be anti-racist, right? Like this has got to be the first time where it's been considered to be widely profitable to take the stance against the racists, right? Like we have freaking Fruit Gushers putting out a social media statement about Black Lives Mattering. literally true. Did not make that up.
I know. Pete has something he wants to do because I could just see it.
Yeah, like, he pulled out a prop here. He's got a prop.
It's just a little. Scott in the chat says, "Whoa, Pete needs a haircut." I was just going to show my wife heard me talking about this upstairs and sent me an ear in my haircut, which I'd say it looks like she's going to cut off my ear is what she's threatening. So, I mean,
those emojis on the Android are just so offensive to me. It really hurts my eyes.
What is the worst?
Emojis are my love language.
What is the worst that she, what's your sixth love language? What's the worst that she could do on your hair?
Dave, you keep saying that I'm just, a bunch of ground meat trying to make a hamburger here.
Look. It's not like an artist. I mean, it's like mine.
Let's see yours, Dave. Take off the hat. That's not bad. Yours is, when was the last time you got a haircut? You look like you got one 2 weeks ago.
Got my own hair, bro.
Wow. All right. I'm done talking about my hair.
Okay.
Just, the haters can deal with it.
When's the last time you manscaped?
Are we answering that question?
Yeah.
Should we all go around? Mine was about 3 weeks ago.
That was about 2 weeks ago. You get to the point where things start looking a little small, and you just got to do it.
You get bullied by the juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Will Davis answer this question?
No.
Now that he's in a committed relationship.
I'm in the middle of Dan and Peter, so we're on the same cycle.
Yeah, Davis's thoughts to manscaping is similar to Dalvin Cook. He's holding out.
All right, next topic. Zero RB. This is a question that you ask, Davis. Is zero RB real outside of DFS Twitter? Can you explain what you mean by that?
Like, basically what I mean is the people that continue to have this like extremely academic debate are like me and Peter and Pat Corain, right? And it's not something that your average guy even cares about or even really plans on structuring his team. It's more that we are committed to the idea than actually drafting teams without running backs. Because I guess I won't speak for Peter, but like I have now just transitioned to full on. You got to at least, if you really want to actually adhere to the principles of zero RB and win your league, you still probably got to draft a running back in the first round. You still need to get McCaffrey, Kamara, Barkley, Zeke.
That's called modified zero RB.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But let's circle back to the original question. And to me, I agree that the concept of zero RB, there can't be a strategy that the actual execution of it and the discussion are that disproportionate.
Right.
Because it's like clickbait central. You get people riled up. They get triggered. They get heated when you talk about it. And then go look at any of these draft boards on the FFPC best ball draft. And there's maybe one team doing modified zero RB like to the full extent. Like no one's doing it. And yet all we do is talk about it. I love it.
I've done one Football Guys Players Championship, me and Leone, and we did it. We didn't even take a running back in the first or the second round. We took one running back with our first 5 picks. Now, granted, it was David Johnson, but
I realize this is getting a bit off topic, and that's not something we really do here. But when you draft with Leone, and Peter, I could send this question to you too. Like when you draft with someone else, how does that work? Especially you, Davis. Like Leone, I'm trying to say this as like delicately as possible, but like Leone has like he incorporates logic into a lot of his takes. As sometimes you're more about like the brand kind of. So how does that work when you guys like draft a team together?
Mostly I've done like 200 drafts together. I mean, for like in like high stakes, Leone and I have been doing this for like 3 or 4 years. So we mostly just agree to a board beforehand, and then based on what happens with the first 2 picks, just sort of like a strategy. Like, okay, in this we want this stack, or if things fall, if you get a running back you like at 11, then you can turn your mid-tier targets to wide receivers. If you're sitting there at the end, if you're sitting there at 10 and it's Devontae Adams or Joe Mixon, and then in the FFPC format, obviously the tight ends, they score more points. So you really like to get Kittle or Kelsey there as well.
Well, I think
it's pretty democratic.
To the co-managing thing, I think for me, it's you want to be drafting with someone that you, from a constructional standpoint,
already agree with.
Yeah, I'm very flexible, and then you want to be flexible on the player stuff. Like if we're just splitting hairs about which wide receiver to take, like I'm never going to feel that strongly. But I don't want someone that's like, dude, Mahomes in the second looks like a sick value right now. Then it's like, okay, we have issues.
That's like drafting with drafting with Drew Dinkmeyer. Like we were in the FFPC main event last year, sitting in like the 10th round, and we were forced to take Matt Ryan, and then like 2 rounds later, he's like, okay, but look at the sick value on, quarterback X, Y, and Z. And like, that's the dude you don't want to draft with.
Like I'm big on like, doing the whole SWOT analysis and figuring out people that has your weaknesses or their strengths and vice versa. And so like from a DFS player, someone that is going to like really manage and kind of grind during the season, like as far as pickups and all that stuff goes outside.
That's the service I provide to Leone.
Yeah.
A lot of times is like, I'm the one who's going to be doing the in-season transactions.
So in the drafts then, I'm gonna guess that like there has to be an alpha dog, and Leone is that alpha dog in drafts.
I mean, there's a person who clicks the button, but I mean, that's never been my experience in co-drafting a team.
Like, so you're going to come to...
Leone clicks the actually draft one, and he gave Davis one of those red buttons that says that was easy, and Davis gets to press that after each pick.
I'm actually tonight I'm drafting another Football Guys Players Championship with Noah Riddell, who won it in 2016, and that would be a situation where I'm like, as long as we structurally agree and the picks make sense to me, I probably won't fight that hard. Like, I would be more willing to fight Leone on a pick than Noah, probably.
Tuttle, Leone, if you had to co-manage a high-stakes team with anyone within the industry, who would be your ideal co-manager?
Well, now that Kitchen said he's going to do a SWOT analysis on each pick, I think Kitchen's my guy. I want to see him map it out, though. I want to see the four quadrants.
No, I'm talking about like a SWOT analysis of the analyst or of the person that you're going to be combining talents
per pick.
I thought Dave meant for your co-owner, because I think what he's basically inventing is like a Tinder or matchmaking service for co-owners, where you find someone who's compatible with you, you match it up, and then you guys go off and draft together happily ever after.
See, who's the best season-long guy in the league?
I mean, there's
Siege.
There's a bunch of them. There's
that's CEO Siege to you, by the way.
I'd say one of the best ones is someone that Davis really cannot stand, and I'm not going to give his Twitter handle out.
Yes, I would team up with him just to piss Davis off. Did Davis just log off?
Davis just logged off.
Oh my gosh! What's that must-see TV? Isn't that
Davis finally did a bit? I love it.
I don't know if it was a bit. He just might be that sensitive about what's the guy's name?
He didn't even say TV. Rick Rode's name.
Rick Rode, Jacob Rick Rode at Clutch Fantasy.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the must-see TV guy.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
He's the guy Davis comes back.
Davis comes back. You probably ruined the whole frame of the show that Devin's put together. Sorry, producer Devin.
Devin's having to fix it now. Davis, now Kitchen's in the Davis Mattek circle.
Yeah.
Who would you be most upset if we were talking about must-see TV or Jacob Rickrode? Which
I don't know who must-see TV is.
Derek Pearson.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy that you said David Johnson was your 1-1, and then you guys had like a whole 2-week long thing about it last year.
Like, I didn't say would. I said,
I mean, it doesn't ring any bells, but that doesn't mean that this didn't happen.
How do you not remember this whole 1-1, 1.01?
This is not legit. This is a bit right now.
Yeah. Let me go. Oh, this is the Arbor Pro guy. Okay, I remember this. Yeah. I mean, that guy's whatever. I think his business partner is
actually sharp.
Austin Martin, who is actually good.
His business partner is a fan of the Swolecast. All right. Davis, gosh, what a snowflake.
That was a good bit. I had to do that for the bit. I saw the opportunity and I took it, and I feel very good about it.
It's a good bit. You're learning.
Would you want to be in a Swolecast league where we invite at Clutch Fantasy Jacob Rickrode on into the chat, into the pool?
No.
I would love to watch Jacob Rickrode go head to head with Davis.
No, I like this.
The pros versus Joes.
Yes, it's Swoles versus Joes.
Or have our rivals. Have someone you just really do not like in the chat.
I got it. Swoles versus foes. I mean,
here's the thing.
Perfect.
And you guys know this. There's nothing worse that you can do for someone who's shitty than validate them by giving them, time of your platform, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I like it when you quote tweet them, because you're not giving them a platform. No one knows about them when you're quote tweeting them, Davis. It makes sense now that you think that.
We could do a league with listeners. I'm not doing anything with this guy you're talking about.
Really?
Swole's first
0%, dude.
Right after I coined it, it was perfect.
I'm too mature for this, David.
I don't know.
Don't you see my glasses?
Who would my foe be?
We were just like Swole versus Davis's
Mike Honcho.
foes.
Okay, we have Davis's foe. Oh, Mike Honcho, the gig.
I mean, we could fill a 12-team league with people who
Cold
hate me.
Takes
It would not be hard.
Exposed.
We need
Or
to
Old
figure
Takes
out
Exposed
foes.
will be on there.
Who's Kitchen's foe?
Probably Davis. Probably Davis. Is our
Kitchen has to have a foe. Who's Overzet's? Do you have a foe?
I have a new one. The
Jeff
magician,
Mans.
the magician sports guy. He subtweeted me the other day.
That's right,
yeah,
Magic
yeah.
Sports guy.
Yeah.
Actually, I know Peter's. I actually do know Peter's foe, but out of respect for Peter, I won't out it if he doesn't want me to say the name. But Peter does have a legit foe.
It's kind of like your thing, though, Davis, where I don't give them any attention whatsoever.
Yeah,
Now you
but
can't say this without actually giving a name now.
No,
it's up to Pete. It's up to Pete. It's his business. But he does, like, if we actually, and granted, I'm not going to do this because I won't give these people the time of day, but Peter really doesn't give these people the time of day, and the fact that he won't even mention their name.
I letting those clout chasers come after me, tailing me. No way. But Magic Sports Guy, yeah, he didn't have the huevos to tag me in his subtweet. And then he caved and followed me. So, seems like a nice guy.
You definitely bullied him.
You came back at him, and it was like it was really tame.
You could tell Peter was hurt though.
That was the first time I had heard of him. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he said he's going to end unemployment in the DFS industry, which I'm really excited for them. I mean, nothing when we could, pay everyone $50 a podcast. I mean, thank you, Magic Sports Guy, for solving the DFS town economy. You are truly a job creator. #huevos.
Jeez.
#run pure.
We're going to make so many enemies.
#war room.
Dude, McMahon must print on that site.
I would say one of my new foes is Big T, because I said that he didn't shoot 80% from the free throw line, and
he got mad.
He got really mad.
Dude, he unfollowed you for saying that he was a bad free throw shooter.
No, he didn't unfollow me.
That was Kitchen's burner.
That was my burner account.
No.
He left Roto Grinders because of David. Public humiliation.
He left RG because of irreconcilable. Okay. Well.
Yep. No, you were almost there, Davis.
It was a good word choice.
Conceptually, you almost had
Conceptually, that joke was pretty good.
Yeah. Davis in that pronunciation had irreconcilable differences.
I see. I don't even actually think it's a word that people can say.
Yeah, all right.
Irreconcilable. I can't.
Pretty good.
Tough scenes.
Irreconcilable.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's not it either.
Okay.
It is.
All right. Speaking of best ball stuff, how invested are you into best ball right now, Peter?
I'm invested. I'm into it. I've been Rotoviz has done a ton of these cool win rate articles looking at best construction, which again, the haters hate to see 0 RB popping in that. I've been doing some super flex best ball drafts. I don't know if you've heard of that format, David, but I've really been enjoying that.
He has heard of it, I think. Ryan McDowell invented it.
Yeah, I'm excited about best ball. It's scratching that itch.
All right.
Kitchen, how invested are you? Like how invested? Like, what's your fantasy career like right now? Like, how much? Okay, this is a great Laden thinks. Okay, Laden thinks,
Yeah.
everyone. Dan and Peter and myself, we have to guess. Well, this actually is not a good Laden. Never mind. I take it back. No, it was. It would be okay. No, here's the Laden.
Oh gosh.
How much do we think that Peter thinks David has invested in speculation over the last 3 months in terms of total dollars wagered, whether that be, Bitcoin, stock market, DFS, season long, best ball, dynasty, whatever, money used for speculative purposes. So we all three are going to guess what Peter thinks.
This is NFL specific, or
does Dairy Queen count in this?
No, this is anything speculative at all over since March 13th.
All right, I'll write my answer down.
I'm actually going to give Kitchen some credit here. Oh shoot! I don't want to influence. So we're guessing what Overzet thinks, though.
We're guessing what Overzet thinks. Yeah. So Kitchen, you have to guess as well.
We putting a dollar amount on this?
Yes, like a dollar amount that we think you have used to speculate over the last 3 months.
And this includes, so like if Kitchen played $100 in contests and he wins, we're just
$200, and that
it's just the 100.
No, the 100.
Yeah.
Because then you're saying how much has he returned on that speculation?
Yeah,
we're just talking buy-ins.
Just what he invested.
Yeah.
But he's also talking about stock market and Bitcoin as well.
Which I know the answer for Bitcoin is 0.
See, don't do anything else. Don't give him anything else.
Okay.
All right, I have my answer.
Right.
That's why I was going to give Kitchen credit, because I feel like he actually jumped on some of these stock market.
Not a chance.
I think he did. David?
No.
All right, what are your guys' guesses for my guess?
500.
2,100.
Kitchen.
I was gonna say $5,000.
Wow, for my guess, Tuttle's real close. I said $625.
You guys suck at this game.
That's amazing.
I was gonna say $5,000 if it was just guessing what Kitchen.
Yeah.
What is the actual answer ballpark, Kitchen?
Higher than $5,000.
In primarily stock market?
Did you buy the dip?
I feel like you got it. I remember you being like cheering on one of the stocks with us earlier this week.
Yeah, why are you playing this so close to the vest? Give us those hot
listen,
Kitchen
I
stock
don't like
tips.
I don't like. Let's just say that the stimulus check.
It might have been Denny's, actually. What did you get in on Denny's?
Let's say that 3 kids at $500 a piece turned into 5,000 a piece.
No, but we're not talking about the return on it, just the buy-in. So if it was the 3 stimulus checks, that would have been what, 1,500? That was the number we're looking for.
Like actual buy-in for DFS, stock market,
cryptocurrencies.
What about like investment in like side stuff?
What is this mean?
And Fantasy Clash of Clans?
Yeah, Fantasy Clash of Clans type stuff. Not
Live
fantasy related
auctioneer,
though.
best ball drafts.
Yeah, not fantasy related. We're close to 5 figures though.
So I gave David way too much credit, or the most amount of credit. I really want to believe in you. I think that's what that shows.
Thank you.
What was your? I would have given.
There was a lot in thinks though. You had to guess what Peter was going to think.
Right. I would have given Kitchen the most credit.
Yeah.
But I was guessing.
Yeah, if I was the Laden, it would have been like $87 probably.
I want to hear just one stock you bought, David.
You guys ever heard of Penn stock?
There's just no way. There's no way.
Yeah,
you bought the dip when it was $4.
Not $4, but a little bit more than that. But Davis, have you ever heard of Penn stock?
It's the only gaming stock I don't own.
Why?
Because I hate Dave Portnoy.
Are you out on Penn now? Did you sell high?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit coming, supposedly.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty significant downgrades the last couple of days by some financial banks.
Hey, has your guys' opinion on DraftKings stock changed at all?
To the moon, baby.
I sold at 40. I sold at 44, so I'm
so what do you think it's going to be?
DK.
What do you think it's going to be during the season, Davis?
Do we want to do Laden? Do we want to do Laden?
No. We've already talked about this. So what do you? Has your opinion changed at all?
No, it'll be $55, $60.
Well, it's more than you said last time. Way more.
Look, market keeps getting propped up, dude. Everyone just keeps getting bailed out.
All right. See, that's why we're asking the tough questions. All right. What is going to be on tap for next week? Like, as far as topics go, we doing Scott Fish. We want to do a live best ball draft. We want to invite Rick Rode on and.
When are we getting the props from you for that one draft we were going to do?
Oh yeah, we got to do the auction draft. That's what we're going to do next week. Superflex auction.
Are we actually going to ever do it, or are we just going to talk about it now and then not do it?
No, we're doing it.
I'll give you one guess, Pete.
We're doing it.
And literally, David Kitchen talks the biggest game. It's amazing.
Set odds on it. What odds would you put on it?
Odds of Kitchen following through on an idea for a show week over week, plus 300.
Okay.
Plus 800.
Plus 6,000.
It is so happening. All right. We also got to talk next week about Father's Day because, as you know, Dan and I are fathers, and Davis probably is.
Tyrell or Lamont. No, Lamont's middle name.
Lamont is his middle name.
Tyrell is.
I told you guys that I had a son named Terrence.
Terrence, that's what I 100% believed it.
I didn't know what to believe.
I believed it. I fell for it.
I still don't know what to believe because, anyways. All right. Well, that will do it for this week's Swolecast. Closing thoughts.
Doing legit or a bit? Didn't we have some?
It was pretty much mixed in.
Okay, all right. I guess Kitchen just giving it the wrap up. I thought we were going to give the people a full 60, but I guess not.
Yeah, what are you, Kitchen? Like, literally, this is magic, dude. We just played Lauden Thinks that was just dunking on you, and now you want to end the show? You got your feelings hurt?
No, like you tell me, you give me some legit or bid stuff. Are we going to do like the... Okay.
I wanted to talk about Chris Sims's take.
What's the Chris Sims?
So the Chris Sims, you have to answer: is this a legit or a bit? His take is Jarrett Stidham is a more talented quarterback than Tua. Not even saying who's going to have a better season this year. Just in a vacuum, Jarrett Stidham is more talented.
Dead ass. It's a legit take. He believes it because his take is Tua is more physically gifted, so Stidham actually has to be more talented to achieve the results he gets. That's got to be the take.
That's like saying Hunter Renfro's better than A.J. Brown because A.J. Brown has a better physical skill set.
Correct. But that's got to be... I mean, I would never click on an article that said something like that, but I got to assume that's the take.
You also have to think that like it has something to do with the Patriots like believing in Stidham enough to not sign anybody else that... They have the confidence in Stidham, so why wouldn't he be good? Basically, I don't know. Yeah, it's a hot take. It's a hot take, but it's also like one of those Davis level takes that people are going to forget about next year. Like no one's going to be thinking about Chris Sims' take with Tua.
Oh, but I already set a calendar invite reminder. I'm starting my own freezing cold takes thing where I just set up GCal reminders for myself.
That's called a gathering of negativity. Don't do that.
It's also such a random thing. Like, why compare Stidham and Tua? I mean, I guess it's AFC East, but I don't.
I mean, that's got to be why. It's got to be viewed through the prism of like these guys competing against each other. I guess.
Yeah.
Stidham is terrible.
Think it's like Stidham. We still don't know about Stidham, and also Tua has question marks as well because of the injury. So I think it's probably just a matter of question mark versus question mark. Like we don't know exactly what's happening.
I wish I could do the follow-up question with him if he would have traded the 5th overall pick straight up for Jarrett Stidham or
Jarrett Stidham. Yeah.
Maybe my Fins bias is just shining through here, guys. Maybe I'm off my rocker.
Fins up. Never forget.
All right. What's the legit or bit take about Juju? Is it about like his range of outcomes? Like,
I mean, Dante Johnson, it's a bit, right? Like, everyone's got to tell me they're just joshing me, right? It's got to be disingenuous.
We've already talked about this, though. Like, is it that Juju has been so low, comparatively speaking, or people have him so high? Like, Juju presents like a wide range of outcomes for this year. So, what's your take? What's your take, Peter, on Juju this year?
My take is Juju is a very good pick. My take is he's slightly undervalued right now at current ADP in the early and mid third. And my take is that Deontay Johnson is a good prospect, but is now overvalued at his current ADP, thanks to Mr. Matt Harbin's reception perception, which throws gasoline onto exciting young breakout players' ADP and makes them untenable picks at current price.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, he was on Tyler Lockett a year too early. Like, I don't know if you remember the Lockett year, but
Matt's stuff is generally like, I don't really read anyone who does the film-based stuff, but every year when his reception perception comes out, I have him on because I love that it is basically just measuring like how often these dudes are open, but in a way of like, not like, oh, this dude's always open, he doesn't leave the field. Like, it's actually like, oh no, he's open like 75% of the time, and that stuff, it correlates pretty well.
And the disconnect with the reception perception, I'm pretty sure he would admit this, is it is a descriptive thing. It is telling us what's happened in the ways it happened, but it's not shown to be predictive.
It's not a predictive,
but it moves the market in a predictive way, as with forward-thinking, draft prices, which is what makes it so fascinating, because you do have to stay on top of his reception perception guys to know how it's going to move the market.
Part of it also has to do with like what you think about the Steelers this year, and like Big Ben,
or if you think Big Ben's just like dusted off.
Yeah,
I just don't know how all these guys are gonna eat in the same offense as Vance McDonald, who doesn't play there anymore.
I think he's still on the team.
Is he still there? Yeah,
Did he get cucked by Ebron though? Is he?
Yes, it's Ebron.
Well, he's really the Jack Doyle to Eric Ebron's Eric Ebron.
Yeah. Tuttle just wanted to have a nice segue to bring
Tuttle
up.
Zach Stacy.
I was like halfway through, and then like, oh crap, he doesn't play there anymore, does he? And he does.
What's best is like you were typing, and I know like you typed in like Vance McDonald Steelers.
100%.
You see
not gonna lie.
What do you think Zach Stacy's up to these days, Kitchen?
He's in Nashville.
Is he like a high school football coach?
No, last time I checked, his brother has Down syndrome, and he was doing he has a charitable foundation for kids with Down syndrome.
Do you think I should draft him this year, like late round pick?
Conceptually, Davis.
Conceptually, are you on board with Zach Stacy as a must play?
I would draft him in a charity league.
Yeah, there you go. It was close.
People that are nice.
It was close. All right. Last legit or bit take. Miles Sanders.
This one,
taking him at 4th overall, absolute bit. The people that are doing that are they're in it for the branding for sure.
So I agree with that. I wouldn't take him top 5, but again, when we talk about the zero RB, modified zero RB, and if we agree, let's include Dalvin Cook, the top 5 backs or whatever. If you are going to take a running back in the back half of the first round, like Miles Sanders is probably the only guy that I have the stomach for it.
Yeah, he could catch 60 passes or whatever. Mixon and Jacobs never do that. Unless Lynn Bowden Jr., it's not a bit that his house got raided by the DEA.
Yeah, that is nuts. The thing about Miles Sanders, though, is his receptions give him such a high floor. Like the last 7 games of the season last year, he was averaging 4.2 receptions per game. And when you extrapolate that pace, there was only 7 or 8 running backs that had that many targets last year. So the only thing that we really need to get confirmation on is if he's going to be the goal line back. Because if he starts getting those goal line carries with that high passing floor and then it's just natural talent, like he will be a top 6 or 7 running back. But it's can we trust the Eagles? And that's what the big debate is.
Is it scheme or is it system kind of thing? So, yeah.
Well, people love the the Eagles have always employed a running back by committee.
Yeah, and the running backs have sucked 100% of the time under Doug Peterson.
Right. It was like when people said, Cam Newton never checks down to the running back, so Christian McCaffrey's not going to catch any passes. And it's like,
that was a really good David Johnson take that people had last year, was like, running quarterbacks don't throw to running backs, unless they're David Johnson or fundamentally not understanding that in the air raid, running backs are going to be like the second read on every play.
Hey, Davis, that's a good legit or bit take. Since you drafted David Johnson, What's your legit take on David Johnson this year?
Legit take is he's like done as a runner, but he got traded for DeAndre Hopkins and Carlos Hyde is not on the team anymore. So it's very hard for me to see a season where he doesn't leave with 250 touches in what I expect to be a pretty good offense.
So you think that it might be narrative driven? Like since they traded for him, they're going to give him.
I don't care about the narrative. I'm just saying he's going to get more touches than Duke Johnson.
I will say that I think there's some narrative to that in that they got to want to save face. They got publicly crushed for that trade. They now want to prove like, hey, this was worth it. Also, in David Johnson's favor, the Texans hate Duke Johnson. They just refuse.
Literally hate him. Yeah.
You know, it'd be funny is if someone made a D Johnson take. I'm going to draft D Johnson and D Johnson.
You don't Kitchen, do you even remember Bears Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that joke has been made a bunch of different times. All right. As far as I agree, because Schefter, whose podcast was it on? JJ, I think. His late round podcast with Schefter a few years ago. This is before the Kareem Hunt thing. He called the Kareem Hunt thing, saying teams that trade up for players typically are going to want to get them involved more, that sort of thing. So I think the teams that trade for players and give away your highest valued pick, there's some narrative in that. I can buy into that narrative season. All right, Peter, last one.
Oh, I just wanted to check in with Tuttle about the League of Legends online championship on Friday. Tuttle, are you going to be firing? Do you have any seats? Or are you going to be regging?
I have one entry. I didn't try to do saddies or anything. I'm not all about that double rake life. So I'm just buying in one. I mean, I think I only need one entry to win it anyway. So
there you go.
Just gotta just play whoever is against C9, right? For the Sklansky Bucks.
Yeah, I mean they're not even on the slate, so that would be tough to do. But
it's LEC.
I always miss them up.
Yeah, I don't know which one is which.
It's the European League. It's LEC. It's not the North American League tomorrow.
So here's my question for you, Tuttle. Obviously, lots of dupes in League of Legends. Lots of people running 4-3s. Do you trot out a 4-3 because of the super high correlation, or do you try to solo bank it with like a 4-2-1 or a 3-3-1?
So I think this is a little different because we actually do have 5 games on this slate, as opposed to these LPL slates have been brutal because they've
pretty tough to even find like marginal dupes. Yeah,
I don't even like playing them anymore. Like it used to be fun when we at least had 3 LPL team. It's amazing how much just a third game adds to the potential combinations. Yep. But the 2-game LPL slates are terrible. I think if you get a little crazy with your 4-3, you'll be fine. With some sort of underdog or stacking.
Yeah, put the underdog or put the favorite AD carry in the captain slot and just go with like the mega underdog. Because what people do is the popular underdog, they'll put that AD carry in the captain, and if you do that, you're like guaranteed to be duped, like 100%.
Well, even just, I mean, there's only 800 people on this one, but even if you just want to, even just captaining jungler or something like that, would get you unique, I think, on this slate.
All right, I'm going to dip into my bankroll to fire a bullet at that, just because I can't resist the opportunity to reestablish myself as a League of Legends thought leader.
Just think about how much your ranking will shoot up if you win that.
Did you play the Australian rules football slate, Peter?
No.
I saw screenshots of that.
I played.
Apparently they had somebody won 26 grand somehow. I didn't even realize they had that big of GPP.
I mean, there was a huge, there was 25K to first.
That. Did it fill? Because last night when I looked at it, there was a lot of overlay.
Oh no, but we do have stuff on RotoGrinders.com. Daily fantasy rankings, their stuff. We're KBO stuff. Anything that you want. Lineup HQ, we have it. So good segue there, boys. Closing thoughts, Peter?
Well, just talking about the dupe stuff, it has made me excited to have golf back. We're a sport where it's not that hard to make a lineup that's good and also not duped after, dealing with MMA and League of Legends, and you're just like, it's basically impossible. So,
and yes, NASCAR too.
And NASCAR. So yeah, it's great to have, getting these sports back. I'm feeling good.
All right, Davis, closing thoughts.
PlayStation 5 reveal today. Very good for all my fellow nerds who have really enjoyed their isolation time.
Is it going to be like? We can save that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can save that. It's like a whole another 20-minute topic. So, all right, Tuttle, closing thought.
Just hoping Justin Rose tanks a little bit here, so I actually have some live
plus
lineups.
10 for him tomorrow, please.
Yeah, and then I'm excited for LEC, the Tournament of Champions tomorrow. I'm excited to take that one down.
Having people tilting on a Thursday about their golf or celebrating prematurely about their golf stuff just lets you know that we're coming back. We're coming back to some
beefy Bryson, baby. I love
some semblance of normalcy when people are tilting or celebrating. Cam's shared a screenshot of Dan DB winning $1 million this morning. So it's like people can't not look at their phones at the results during these contests. So we're coming back. NBA is coming back. Maybe MLB. Hey, MLS. Let's come back. Like we're
the MLS is back tournament.
Oh,
good stuff, guys.
I will say the PGA Tour is kind of doing a little bit more innovative things with their broadcasts and stuff too. I'm apparently Dude Perfect is going to be commentating live today, which allows me to watch it while my kids will actually watch it too.
Yeah,
I'm actually kind of excited for that.
There you go. We just got to hang on a bit more, guys. Hang on a bit more. Not real sports, but major sports are coming back. So, all right, that will do it. Next week we'll have the auction. Superflex best ball draft.
Plus 9 million. Kitchen shows up on Thursday morning, guys. I'm just not really feeling the show this week. Maybe we take a little break.
How hard is it to draft?
How hard is it to just get on air and talk for an hour? For Kitchen, it's very tough.
Apparently, pretty hard. Tuttle will be printing off an auction. Tuttle will be printing off an auction draft list like 2 minutes before the show. That's how you know it's going to be happening.
Googling if Vance McDonald's on the Steelers still in.
All right, that will do it. We'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, thanks to producer Devin for putting up with us and Charlie as well, especially when Davis tries to disrupt the show with a bit. You are appreciated. We'll see y'all next week.